Moving on to, the big fight next Saturday with Teofimo and Lomachenko. What are your thoughts on that fight, and who do you think is going to take it?
That's a great fight. That's a great fight. Two families that are very committed. I got to give a special shout to the Lopez team who stepped up. And just like Devin, we saw them coming up through the amateurs. I would see Lopez Senior on airplanes and stuff, and we would talk, and then the infamous sparring session that Devin and Teo have had.
What did happen in that sparring session, by the way, Bill?
You've heard it. You've heard it numerous times now, Sean. Now, do you want to talk about Lomachenko? You want to talk about Devin and Teo? You know what I mean? Which one you want first? Now, come on with it.
Well, I would.
One question.
I mean, I've heard. Well, because I've heard. Now that you bring it up, it's like I've heard. Like a vague, Devin got the better of him, or then Teo says Teo got the better of him, but like, can you give us a little blow-by-blow action of how the action went a little bit? I mean,
Teo didn't touch him.
Okay.
That's all. Teo didn't touch him. I mean, they got a chance to see what they were coming for was someone that's extremely fast. They also knew, just like anyone else that spars Devin, is that things aren't going to be that fast with their next opponent. So a lot of times when Devin has sparred whoever, if it was, Jesse Vargas or Amir Khan or,
Linares
or whoever, Sean Porter, Devin was always brought in for speed, to give a fighter a look at speed, they got a chance to see what Devin was all about, of course, and I hope that it helped them prepare for their next fight. We've all, of course, they help us, and that's one of those things about sparring is it gets you ready for your fight. Sometimes you have sparring that's just as tough or tougher than the actual fight. So, we appreciated the work from them, for sure.
And do you think they'll be able to come out on top against Lomachenko? I'm not really getting to a lot of fighters or trainers like yourself that are picking Lopez. Seems like everyone in boxing for the most part is picking Lomachenko.
Well, I'm only picking Lomachenko for the one reason of the quarantine, because as you see, things for a young fighter and a young team can kind of unravel a little bit, and we saw signs of Teo and his dad, the team kind of unraveling, but then they got back together, and with the Comey performance, and everything was firing on all cylinders. And then when the quarantine happened, it kind of then took everybody back. Fortunately for me and Dev being living not too far from me, we were able to get closer. So I can only hope that the Lopez team were able to get their synergy back, because in as far as social media, they weren't together. Now with Loma and his dad, they have that thing that me and Devin have been watching for a long time. They have that thing. So I think like words can be an action, silence can also be a message. While Lomachenko is operating in silence, his message to us is that he's working, right? Teo was talking, right? And his action was that I'm in Oklahoma and I'm just chilling and I'm just, you know what I mean? So for that brief time, me and Devin was under the belief that it's a disconnect, when it should have been more of a connection during quarantine.
At this time more than ever.
More than ever,
right.
Quarantine time, because us as a family, we connected, So just for those reasons and those reasons alone, because the athleticism that Teo brings also is there with Lomachenko's athleticism. Teo has a big right hand. Loma has power. It makes for just an interesting night of boxing.
Do you sense from the young man, Teofimo, that the confidence is fully there? Like, is he as confident as his father is? Or do you sense that from him?
They don't need any more confidence.
Oh, they're good on confidence.
They're good on confidence. For sure.
It's not a false bravado from they. Yeah, they believe it. Okay, but what do you make of that? Neither guy is gonna be wants to fight Devin after the fight. They've said nothing in the lead up to it. Bob Arum and Top Rank have even went on to tell me they're not looking in Devin's direction after this fight. What do you think of that, Bill?
That doesn't surprise me. They weren't looking in his direction when Devin got the world title, when we were challenging them, when we were the mandatory. So that doesn't surprise me. What would surprise me is that Lomachenko and his team and the great Yuriorkis Gamboa, who's a wonderful manager, good guy, who's been very strategic, great businessman. If we did sit down and talk about doing an event with Lomachenko and Devin, that would surprise me more.
What would surprise you more? That
we got together and we did the event and we talked about it. That would surprise me more.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then not. I don't think that it's going to happen, and I don't think that it's Yuriorkis' fault. I don't think that it's Bob's fault. It ultimately, and it's not the people. It ultimately comes down to Vasil and whether or not he wants the fight. If Vasily and Devin want to fight, they're going to fight, and that's just the way that it is.
Like Mike Tyson was talking about.
Just like Mike Tyson was talking about.
Well, I mean, but Vasily, he's always taken on all comers, and he's been saying that it's all about truly becoming undisputed in the division. So, you would think with Teofimo, if he wins, it looks like he's looking at 140. You would think Lomachenko's a lot more likely to go ahead and fight Devin than if Teofimo wins the fight. Wouldn't you think?
Wouldn't I think?
Yeah. Given the circumstances.
Is that a question or is that would not think? What do you mean would not think? Would not think. Ask me the question.
Do you think?
Do I think
that Lomachenko will be more likely to face Teofimo Lopez, being that he'll be staying at 135 pounds and Lopez will probably be moving up to 140?
Well, how long has it been since Lomachenko fought?
Almost a year now.
Almost a year. So do you think that he could have fought Devin Haney and then fought Teofimo Lopez and then been undisputed champion of the world already?
Well, with quarantine and all that, that makes it harder. He would be facing Devin now instead of Teofimo.
He never had an opportunity to face Devin?
Yeah. Oh, no, he did. Absolutely. But they opted to go the Teofimo fight route.
So, what would you think? What do you think normally in life? What do you think the route to go? Straight? If you go straight. So if you go straight, it's the fight with Devin and it's the undisputed, correct? That's the straight way. So what way did they go?
They took a different route, an optional.
So he went around.
Yes.
So he went around Devin.
Right.
Right. So, so once a person does that, then I don't know what they might do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I really don't.
Ultimately, why would he beat either guy if they win? Why would he beat Teofimo if they've ever fought? And why would he beat Vasil Lomachenko if they ever fought?
Well, both of them, that's a good question, but both of them have different styles. But when you talk about adjusting to any style, you talk about Devin. He's the quintessential of boxer. He's the ultimate boxer. So when you talk about Lomachenko, you talk about a boxer puncher. You talk about Teofimo, you talk about a boxer puncher. Teofimo just turned into the puncher. We know him as a boxer, so we know when it comes down to it, the fight, Teo is going to be a boxer on that night. He's going to try to box. He's going to try to box Lomachenko on that night. He's not going to, you know what I mean? He's not going to do that rough him up shit.
Counter punch?
No, he's not.
He's going to try and counter punch, probably.
He's going to try to counter punch, and he's going to try to box him. He's not going to go in there just trying to rough him up because Lomachenko ain't nothing to rough up. You know what I'm saying?
Because people keep saying that, oh, well, look at what Salido did, but he has a different style than Salido. Lopez does than Salido, right? So
Right.
people saying that, again, it's not his style, you know, trying to, because everyone keeps thinking he should rough up Lomachenko and that's his only chance, but like I kind of see what you see, that it should be box or counter punching. And
yeah, he's gonna go in there. He's gonna go in there on that night and he's gonna try to outbox him, and he stands a good chance, but then it'll come down to conditioning and just, you know, how many tools does he have in that shed? You know, we know Loma has many tools, right? So then we'll see what Teo has. You know, it'll bring out this fight is going to bring out the best Teofimo Lopez for sure.
Mm-hmm. But you feel that he beats each guy in different ways based on the styles.
Absolutely.